So I've spent a big portion of this year working with sales teams and helping them leverage AI in their existing workflow. And the way I guess all of us do business right now is incredibly inefficient. We reach out to a bunch of people, most of which do not even care or know or need the service that we're offering. And that does no good for us as we spend a bunch of time on the wrong people, but it also does no good for the people that actually need help. They need help, they're looking for you, so how do we bridge the two? And I've been spending a large portion of that year trying to understand how we can do that. And I'm going to show you how we're doing that right now with one flow, particularly on LinkedIn. But I think this is the focus. There's 300 million companies on LinkedIn, I believe. If you could just get 5 of them in the next month, what will that do to your business? And that's how I'm really thinking at the moment of leveraging AI. So let me get into the nice little workflow I prepared for you guys. And I'll move myself over here. So we got to start with a source. And in this case, I want to start with LinkedIn because we're talking about B2B sales here, right? Now, how do we find people that are somewhat interested in the thing that we sell, or they're somewhat showing some pain in which we can alleviate? So for this video, I'm going to give you an example of LinkedIn personal branding agency because we're working with loads of LinkedIn personal branding agencies right now. Now, for them, if a founder is liking content about personal branding, they're asking for lead magnets around personal branding, they're probably semi-interested in wanting to build their personal brand, right? Cool. So let's start there. So on LinkedIn, what we'll do is we'll start by mapping a big list of LinkedIn personal branding creators. So people that post on LinkedIn about LinkedIn personal branding. Yeah, very, very simple. And you can use a tool like Favicon to actually find these people, or because it is your niche, you should know off your head the good number of people that get loads of engagement in that space. Okay, great. So that's step one. So what do we do now? Now, the next step is actually to then retrieve all those people. And you're going to get a very, very unclean data set of people that are engaging on these posts. A lot of them won't really be qualified for you. A lot of them you wouldn't even want to reach out to. So we can't just end it there. We need to do more. So the next step is actually qualifying these people. Okay, in the example I'm giving you right now, this LinkedIn personal branding agency we're working with, they ghostwrite for SaaS companies. So the first thing is, okay, is the person that are engaging on this post, is this person, does he work for a SaaS company first and foremost? Okay, he does, great. But is he a decision maker? Is he a VP or above, like in the marketing department, VP of marketing, director of marketing, CMO, founder, all of those things where they can make buying decisions when it comes to personal branding. And another thing is, in the case of our client, they only wanted to work with headcounts above 50, and that's their preference. Okay, cool. So now we've found a source of people that are semi-interested in personal branding content. We found our ICP within those people, and we found decision makers. So we're doing pretty well here, but it doesn't end there. And I think it gets a lot more important in what I'm about to show you. And that is actually finding even more information. So even more enrichment depending on what it is that you do. So again, in the example, a personal branding agency, right? Okay. So the whole point of someone building their personal brand to bring in more leads, so of course, close more deals. So if somebody's running ads, one, it's showing intent for growth, but two, there's also a pain point you can tap into. LinkedIn ads are incredibly expensive. So you as a personal branding agency, if you find out they're running LinkedIn ads and you reach out to them based off of that pain point, that's a really, really good foot through the door because they're spending a bunch of money on LinkedIn ads, and building their personal brand is another way to get a cheaper cost per lead. So we're finding if they're running LinkedIn ads, Meta ads, Google ads, and also if they're semi-active on LinkedIn. So what I mean by that is they're trying to build their personal brand. Maybe they've posted 5 times in the past month and those averaged around 5 or so or 10 or so likes. They're kind of trying to do something here, but they just don't have the time to actually do so. Well, that's another pain point you can tap into. And so now what you're left with is pretty much like a table, a list of prospects. Bring myself over here. Make myself smaller actually. You're left with a list of prospects at a certain headcount level, at a certain job title, in a certain niche, certain countries, whatever it is that you want, that match your like real criteria of people that probably are facing some kind of pain that you can tackle, because you help SaaS companies get a lower cost per lead by leveraging their personal brand as opposed to leveraging ads. And so now, instead of you going through a bunch of people on Apollo, for example, that may not even really care about personal branding, you're now able to spend more time with your SDRs or your AEs, focusing on people that are pretty, they're in a bit of pain right now and they need you. So, and the great thing is, what we also do is you also send a little message into Slack. So on Slack, you can see, look, this person has entered the flow. This person's been qualified as someone maybe you want to get in front of. You can send a task to your appointment setter. If you have an SDR, whatever it is, it allows you to stay on top in an evergreen motion of warm people that fit your criteria. And also, when you enrich them, you also find out by doing additional things in which you can sell into. And just hear from one of our personal branding agencies that's already using the workflow. As you can see, they were like, yo, it works really, really well. Like, can we do more of this? So this is how I'm trying to answer the question of how do we turn more not interested into thanks for reaching out? Because once you start to get that, you begin to realize that outbound can be really powerful if you're targeting effectively. So that's really where I'm putting my attention on AI right now. I'm not really too focused on using AI to personalize 1,000 messages. I'm using AI for the list building and the lead research. So now you give me a small list of people that I'm going to tackle personally on LinkedIn or through cold calls, for example. And I think that's how we make business more efficient in the years to come. Hope you got value from this. I hope you got some insights. And if you'd like this workflow built up for yourself, just give me a shout. God bless.